Hello there. First, I'm honored and excited that you have chosen to start off your day with me listening to my podcast and my marketing tips. If this is your first time stopping by the Marketing 101 for Small Business Owners podcast, I am your host, Philippa Channer, a content marketer focused on small business marketing. Here, you'll find practical and easy to implement marketing advice to help new entrepreneurs and small businesses level up their marketing in 2023. I really hope you've had a wonderful start to the new year. We're now a month into it. And last month, or I should say December, right at the new year, I challenged my kids to write down 2 to 3 new things that they wanted to learn or improve about themselves in 2023. And now this is the first year I'm asking my kids to do something like this. My kids are now almost 10, 11, and 12. My kids are 10, 11, and 13. And it's been a positive experience for them. And they had a really positive response to me asking them to do this experience and this exercise. And it makes me wonder why I waited so long to introduce this practice to them. And if you haven't made your New Year's resolutions yet for yourself or for your business, there's still plenty of time to do so. In fact, during the month of December, I did an entire series just on making, setting, and keeping your small business marketing goals. So if you've missed that, go back and check out episodes 56 to 59 now. All right, so for the month of February, I decided to focus on the benefits and perks of repurposing your content. We're going to break down the magic of content repurposing into 4 different messages, starting with defining your audience and your purpose. These key factors are necessary in order to begin the content repurposing process. Then we're going to review different ways to repurpose your content. We're going to look at how to identify reusable content that you already have. And then we'll end it with a special guest speaker who's going to take a lot of the wisdom and experience that she has earned throughout the years of her business focused on content repurposing, and hopefully give us some great tips and advice on how we can repurpose content successfully. All right, so today we're going to kick off the series with a quick overview of what content repurposing is and how to start the process with defining your audience and your purpose. All right, so content repurposing, for those of you who don't know, it's the process of reshaping content in order to make it more useful, effective, and engaging. It can be used to target different audiences by creating multiple versions of the same content. So by repurposing your content, you'll be able to reach a wider audience and get more engagement from viewers. You can save money, save time, and all of this on all of your marketing campaigns. So additionally, you can use this approach to promote your business across different platforms, such as your blog, your social media sites, or other forms of media. So content repurposing can help small businesses increase their visibility online while also building credibility with their target audience. And speaking of your target audience, let's dive into understanding who your audience is. So understanding who your audience is it's an essential part of a successful marketing and advertising campaign for any business, especially small businesses. So knowing who your target customers are will help you create content that really resonates with them and make sure that it's reaching the right people. Knowing your customers' needs, their interests, their preferences, this enables you to tailor your marketing strategy to better meet their needs and forge deeper relationships with them. It's also going to help you personalize your customers' experience so that they feel more valued by your company and they feel more appreciated and understood and heard. So additionally, when you combine these datas and analytics, understanding who your target market is, and this can all give you a powerful insight onto how to maximize your revenue opportunities. You don't want to spend a lot of marketing dollars on a marketing campaign or a trend that's not actually meeting your audience's needs. That's wasting your time. So, like repurposing content, this has performed well in the past in maximizing your potential, is really understanding your audience. So take the time to write out a profile of your avatar or your ideal customer that makes up your audience. This practice will help you visualize and craft more tailored and custom messages for your content. And if you need help, if you already have customers, really pick your favorite customer. Who is one of your clients or customers that you have absolutely loved working with? That's like your dream client. They did everything right. They followed your processes. They did all their assignments. They got the results that, you guys got the results together that you were looking for. And it's like you wish every client was like that person. Picture them. That is your ideal client. And so when you write content, it's like you want to talk directly to them and get their interest and get their attention and get them to do what you want them to do, is either buy or sell or schedule an appointment, whatever it is you want them to do. All right, so now let's determine what it is what you want them to do. So once you've established your audience, who your audience is, it's now time to determine why you're creating content for them in the first place. Creating content for your small business should always start with understanding what your goals and your objectives are. You need to make sure that you have a clear purpose in mind when you're posting content, whether it's to promote a product or service, to build brand awareness, to drive website traffic or increased conversions. Just you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing at that time. And that reason can change throughout the year. Like maybe the first quarter, you have a specific goal in mind. Your marketing and your messaging and your content should match that goal. So knowing why you post content and what action do you want your audience to take is really essential for creating effective content marketing strategies. And additionally, it's going to help you measure the success of your campaigns by measuring their performance against these predetermined goals. So again, if you don't have a goal in mind, you won't know how you're being successful or not. So maybe, figuring out how to measure the success, that's another step. But if you don't even know what success looks like, it's going to be even harder to measure it. So make sure you know exactly why you're putting content out. Regardless of what type it is, repurposed or new and fresh, you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. All right, so now we have to focus on the quality content rather than lots of content, quality versus quantity. As a small business owner, it's important to focus on creating quality content rather than quantity and just pushing out a bunch of content over and over again. Quality content is more likely to attract and retain your customers, as they'll trust that your product or services are reliable and worth the cost. Quality content should be informative, it should be useful and engaging in order to keep readers interested and informed. Now, creating too much content can lead to fatigue and ultimately put off potential customers. And additionally, it may be difficult for small business owners with limited time to create a large amount of quality content in a short amount of time. Therefore, it's best for small business owners to use their limited time and resources on 1 or 2 quality pieces a month rather than overextending themselves. Now, if you do want a lot of content out there, you can now repurpose that quality content that you have done and extend it over the time. So that way you're not extending your resources, you're multiplying your resources and getting the most out of the time you spent creating that great quality piece. Now, the next step is you want to identify opportunities for repurposing. So you may have already put in a lot of good time on creating quality content in the past, and we don't want to ignore those. And sometimes those are what we want to pull on and use as content we can repurpose. So small business owners can identify opportunities to repurpose content by taking a look at what type of content they've already created and shared. Consider the format, consider the topic and the audience, and the target audience of the original context. And look for different ways you can modify it to fit a new need or provide more value. Additionally, you can use analytic tools to see how your existing content is performing in order to determine which pieces should be repurposed for maximum impact. So if you have a blog post that has way more times the amount of views as other ones, and if you look at your Google console, Google Search Console results, and it's showing you that you're getting significant amount of traffic based on certain keywords and they're driving to certain posts. Those are the posts that obviously they're already performing well. So how can you maximize those pieces and multiply them, repurpose them, update them? How can we extend the already growing traffic you have existing? Okay, so to wrap up today's message, we have to, by understanding your audience, setting clear objectives and repurposing content effectively, you can create compelling content that will engage your target audience and ultimately achieve your content goals. We have to understand, we have to start with understanding your content. We need to make sure we have those clear objectives known. We need to be able to understand how to find content that we have already existing that meet those objectives. And we need to make sure that we're again aligning all these together to meet our goals. All right, so this is the first message in our content repurposing series. I look forward to other topics. Thanks for sticking it through. Guys, I hope you are learning everything you can about how to really level up your small business marketing and make the most of your time. As a small business owner myself, I know time is one of my biggest assets. And if there's a way that I can streamline my work and make it easier, I am going to try it. So content repurposing is just one of those opportunities. So I, again, hope you are enjoying this series. We're going to continue next week where we're going to get deeper into ways that we can repurpose the content that we have existing to make the most out of our time and effort and resources. So you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you then.